Hello, people. Welcome to The Inners. The Inners is a transformative podcast and a purpose-driven initiative that celebrates a community of inspiring individuals, innovators, instigators, includers, inquisitors, integrators, and intellectuals. This community will cast their pebbles of knowledge into the sea of wisdom, stirring up an unstoppable wave of positive change. Exchanging experiences and raising awareness will create a common shared value for all communities where good action comes full circle. Curiosity is the key, kindness is the cure. My name is Ali Maarrawi Dabbah, and I'm your host. Welcome to The Inners. Hello, Inners community. My guest today is the embodiment of exquisite elegance, endowed with exceptional beauty and splendid magical presence. Her inner soul radiates bliss and joy. She's a designer extraordinaire, a public figure, a sharp businesswoman, and a supermom. She is a pillar in the interior architecture community and a role model within the world of aesthetics, style, and luxury. The pride of Beirut and Lebanon. Welcome, Sawsan Chammas Haber. Welcome to The Inners.
Thank you, Ali. What an amazing introduction. Thank you so much.
I only speak the truth.
And thank you for having me here. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be here at the beginning of this amazing community.
Thank you for your support, for taking the time, and for being with us here. We're looking forward to the session.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Cool. And because you radiate this joy,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a very deep question.
Deep, okay.
Very deep.
Let's start deep then.
What is happiness to you?
Happiness.
Yes.
Well, happiness is a big word, actually. When you say happiness in general, it's something that you cannot specify it with words. I believe happiness is a decision. It's not, the happiness is a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And also a decision that during a lifetime, sometimes you decide to be happy, other times you decide not to be happy. So I don't believe that accidents can affect your happiness if you have the decision to be happy. I think it's a long, it can be a long discussion about happiness, but I'm gonna say something that is relative to me.
Please do.
So I'm the happiest when I score in different aspects of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I score as a mother, when I score as a daughter, when I score in my career, when I score in my love life, when I score in my spirituality, in my connection with God. So even when I score in my image, in so many aspects in my life, and those aspects are the priorities of my life. So when I feel that a week I scored a lot in all those aspects, you will find me happy. You will find me I'm the happiest. And then when I score less in one aspect or another, so my level of happiness goes down. So I believe it's something like that. And why I told you it's a decision, because it is a decision. Sometimes very traumatic or sad accident happen with you, but you take it in a positive way, in a good way. And then you will not be at your happiest, but you will find yourself being thankful and being grateful for something else.
Okay.
So I believe that it's always a perception in our head, being happy or not. So this is my feeling, and this is how I let's say I connect and I project happiness. So it's a state of mind to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very, 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 very powerful and impactful. And that's why I said it's a deep question, and your answer is so profound and genius.
Thank
You
you.
have solved the formula
Yeah.
to happiness,
Really?
and you made it quantifiable,
Yes,
and yet it's also a mindset.
it is.
So if we're scoring on everything that makes us happy and aligns with our values, definitely we are the happiest.
True.
Let's go back to your childhood, if you don't mind.
Sure.
How did that impact or shape who you are today?
Yeah. I do believe that my childhood has a big impact on Sawsan of today, Sawsan the designers, and Sawsan the woman. I truly believe that because, I was raised in a village, and I was always connected to nature. And having this connection with nature, for someone creative, artistic, it's amazing because now my memories doesn't only bring like nice memories, it brings inspiration as well. So I believe every human, every person is really connected to his childhood. Some people, if they had, let's say, a hard childhood, they try as much as they can to run away from it. In a way, like if you had, let's say, a hard childhood in a village, let's give the same example.
Okay.
When you're gonna grow up, you will not go back to live in a village because it's gonna bring bad memories if you had bad memories when you were a child. Unlike if you had good memories in that specific place, you find yourself longing and, like wanting to live back those nice memories you lived in your childhood. So this is how I see it. Luckily, I had a very beautiful childhood in a village, and I was always, I believe I was an old soul since I was little, because I used to wake up so early to see the sunrise, sit outside in the garden of our house to see the flowers bloom. I used to write poems. I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, writing poems to a flower or to a tree or to the birds.
How beautiful.
Yes, so imagine that at a very young age. So I believe this connection with nature affects me till now today, how I design, how I think, what gives me like this inspiration, because nature inspires me a lot. And if you dig deep, you will see that this connection with nature comes from my childhood because I was raised in a village with the nature.
Wow.
And what's nice as well is that, those memories, the memories that you live again and again today when you were the happiest. Like, I'll give you an example, like waking up early, going to the bakery with my dad, bake some manaish, bring it back home before everyone is awake. There's really nice memories that those memories you only you cannot live it again, so you just live it in your head, and it gives you so much inspiration. But as well, my childhood, I was raised by an amazing mother, creative,
Bless her.
artistic, very organized, hardworking, professional, successful. So I had a role model without teaching me. I was like, just by looking at her, how she's living her life, she gave me a lot. And this, I believe it's super important that every child should have a role model. A father or a mother should look up to someone. And I was looking up to her, you know? So I was seeing her very artistic. I used to feel proud when people comes to our house and they say, wow, Marcel, her name is Marcel, my mom. You have such a beautiful house, such a beautiful taste, you know. And when I hear people saying, oh my God, Marcel did this, she did makeup for this bride, she did her hair, she looks amazing. Did you see how she looked as if a different person, you know? So imagine like those makeovers that she used to do very long time ago when I was a child. I'm not gonna say how
15 years
yes,
ago.
let's say 15 years. So imagine for a child to hear this, how proud I was and how much this affected me. I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be, you know, I thought, yes, I can do it. If my mom is that famous in our village, I can be famous in the whole world, you know. If my mom can do this with her hands, this magic touch to people, I can do anything as well, you know. I got her genes. It gave me affirmation. It gave me a space to dream. And today you hear people, especially in podcasts, talking about manifestation, about imagining, about feeling to achieve all this stuff. I lived those actually. I lived it. I lived it as a child because I used to dream. I used to dream about me as an adult. I used to dream about me a successful person. I used to dream that I will be the interior designer. I used to dream it. I used to imagine it. And I used to feel how it's gonna feel, you know, and I was just a child. So imagine how important was that. And that would have not happened if I had maybe a different mother. So imagine how the impact.
This is truly super moving. I'm holding back my tears now, honestly.
Oh,
Bless her.
bless
She
my
raised a
mom.
great
Bless my mom.
woman.
She's amazing.
And
And yours as well.
thank you. Thank you. I was raised also by a lioness architect, so I hear you.
Yeah.
Bless them both. Was that the trigger for you to become the extraordinaire interior architect that you are?
Yes, I think it was the trigger, but I knew that I had to do things differently. And I'm gonna explain this to you like in a very simple way. When I started university, I went to college and I realized that there is many people in my class as good as me. Some of them much better than me when I first started. And for me, it was a shock because all my childhood, I was imagining myself as the one and only. I was imagining myself that once I'm gonna start studying interior architecture, I will be the one. No one can be better than me, you know? I'm a child. I can dream and imagine anything I want to. But when I faced reality, it was kind of shocking, you know? Okay, this is the reality. Reality is that no, there's many people as good as you. There's even people better than you in drawing and sketching and giving fast ideas. So what you're gonna do about it? I had to take a decision. The first few months of college, I thought, okay, shall I surrender? Shall I let go my dreams? Shall I say, okay, I was mistaken. Even my mom was mistaken. Maybe I had to do a different major. No. Or I become what I want to become. I become better than everyone else. And to become better than everyone else, you cannot do what everyone else is doing. And if you want to become different, if you want to become better, how you can become better than someone who's better than you if you follow his steps? You cannot. He is already there, like 5, 6 steps in front of you. So if you're gonna just follow his steps, you will never become better than him. So I took the decision to do things differently. So I started studying all my colleagues. What are they doing? What is their techniques? Are they working after school, after university or not? Are they doing some extra jobs? How do they sketch? I started studying them the first few months. And then I took a totally different route. At that time, we were like forced in college to draw by hand, like using computers, using this. It was like cheating, you cannot do this. So
I remember the days. I remember.
Yeah.
But this is a great strategy and
Yeah.
great approach, what you've done.
So I wanted
Wow.
I wanted to do things totally different.
Okay.
So of course, in our college, they didn't used to teach us anything related to digital at all. So I took extra classes. I studied AutoCAD on my own. I studied Photoshop. Studied all those mediums that my colleagues are not studying. I did that. At the same time, I started working from year one, working in an interior architecture office to learn the details, to learn the techniques, to learn the real thing, not only draw ideas and creative things that you cannot execute. So I wanted to have great ideas, but I wanted those ideas to be able to execute it. I wanted to be executable ideas. So this is what I started to do. And I stopped, I stopped my life. I stopped everything. I said, this is my goal. I want to be the best. And if I want to be the best, I want to do many things. I want to sacrifice many things. And I say, thank God I found this secret at a very young age. Like first year of university, of college, you see young women going partying. This is what they have in mind, their outfit to the party. This is what they are really focusing on. I was focusing on becoming the best. And this is what I did. After 5 years, I graduated the first. I graduated the best.
Bravo.
From the university.
Congratulations.
So this is a lesson. This is a lesson like to every young, let's say, adult man or woman who wants to really achieve. They cannot be followers. They have to be leaders. Maybe they cannot be leaders in everything, but they have to take a route, a niche, and try to dig in and work hard to reach there. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think this is the beginning, let's say, in the design field.
And after you graduated, you started working in a design firm, I guess.
The thing is that I started working before graduating, from year one.
Okay.
But
I mean, as a full-time after graduation.
So let me explain to you the concept, let's say. When I finished school and I wanted to enter college, during that year, we lost all what we had. We had lands, we had so many things. We lost a lot. And then my parents, they couldn't afford to put me in a private college. So I had to go to the public college. And I had to enter the public college, we had to compete between 1,500 people. They take only 30. So to enter, I was one of the best 30. And in the public college, when you're there, you're not forced to attend every single day. So you can attend only 2 days a week, where you have the teachers who are already famous interior architects.
Okay.
They come and they give lessons for free in this university. So you need to attend to those 2 days. And the rest of the days, you can get all the things that theoretically being taught. You can get it and then later on study it on your own.
Okay.
So by having this opportunity, I had 4 days a week to be able to work full time. So I used to work 4 days a week go to university 2 days a week, and on Sundays, I used to do my project for my university. So it was like full-time job, just concentrating on this. And I was concentrating on it because I had an objective, and my objective was to become the best. And what's nice about it, that while working in that office, I became the number one in the office after 2 years of working there. So the owner of the studio, I say office, it's an interior design studio.
Yeah.
So the owner of the studio started trusting me with all the designs related to our project. He even started trusting me with sometimes recruiting people, imagine. So I was still not yet graduated, and I had people working under me who graduated already. And for them, it was like, you know, they at the beginning, they couldn't even look in my eyes. They couldn't stand me, because how her, who didn't graduate yet, she's still studying, how me, I graduated from the best college, I have to come to her and show her my work and get her approval before I show it to the architect of the interior architect, the owner of the studio. So imagine that. They are still my friends now, but many of them, they keep telling me this. They tell me, oh my God, how much we hated you when we entered. We just hated you. We hated your concept, you know? So it was really something amazing. And you know what? When you think of this, if I went to the private school, private college, I would have never had this opportunity, because I would have never be able to work while studying, because there you have to attend every single day. So imagine how life sometimes gives you lemon and you end up making great lemonade out of it. If I go back to one of the days, I believe that day, I always call it the worst day of my life, who turned to be the best day of my life. I'm going to tell you about that day.
Please do. Please do. I'm so intrigued.
Yeah. So that day, I remember I was maybe 20 or, yeah. And it was at the beginning where we were out of money as a family. My brother had to work to pay the loans to the bank, to pay the debt of my dad. And I had to work as well non-stop to be able also to help, you know, all these things. So we were in this dilemma. And of course, I didn't have the chance to get any car. My brother, thank God, he had his car before. When I went to college, I didn't have this luxury. So I used to take taxis in Lebanon, but they call it service, which is, you know, like when it's a taxi, but you have so many people with you in the car, you know. And
car sharing, let's say.
Let's say car sharing, exactly.
Okay.
So, and you don't call. It's not like today you call and you have the taxi in front of you. No, you had to wait on the street and then just wait for one of those car sharing to pass by so you can take one.
Okay.
So this was the system. So that day I was going to uni, to college, waiting, and then it started raining. And I was standing there, and there is no taxis passing, and there's no shelter. I was just standing on the road, and it was raining. And then one girl passes with her car. And that girl, I used to know her. And she looked at me in my eyes, and she didn't stop. She just continued with her car. And this is not where the story is sad. The story is sad is that this specific girl, my dad used to help them So my dad used to pay her school tuition to help them because they were not well off. So he used to help them, getting them food to their house or paying some tuition and doing these kind of stuff. And then for me, seeing her, it was the first time I see her driving her car and passing in front of me, and me standing on the road under the rain, no one stopping. It was that moment where I closed my eyes and I said, instead of crying or saying I hate my life or saying I don't know, no, I just closed my eyes and I said, in 1 year from now, I'm gonna have my own car. In 1 year from now, I will do everything possible at work to become to become where I want to be and to be able to afford to buy my own car. So imagine, but it wasn't about the car. It was about this decision to be financially independent forever. When you face something like that, you realize that you cannot count on anyone, because usually you count on your father, you count on your family, you count, they are your support system.
Correct.
When you're young. So when you realize that you don't have a support system when it comes to financial freedom, you have to be financially free on your own. And I took that decision. I was just maybe 19 or 20 years old, under the rain, waiting for a taxi, and that's it. Less than a year, I had the car. Less than 3 years, my salary became much more than anyone my age was getting salaries in Lebanon, even much more than people in Dubai at that time used to earn. So I graduated, I came to Dubai, and when I came here, so many doors opened for me. Why? Because I had like 5 years of experience, knowing that, in fact, only 1 year after graduation. But no one saw this. They saw my portfolio, they saw how many projects I have done, they saw all the knowledge I had. So this is how everything started.
Sawsan, dedication,
Discipline.
demands.
Yes. Also
Absolutely.
discipline.
Dedication demands respect.
Thank you.
Hats off.
Thanks.
Bravo. Was that a trigger also for you to start your own company?
I think starting my own company was always a dream since I was a child, because I was raised with the parents who were entrepreneurs. My mom had a salon, a ladies' salon, and hairdresser, makeup, all the stuff. So she had her own business. My father also, he was a contractor, so he had also his own business. And I was raised in this environment. I was never raised in an environment of employees, of, people working for others. So it was always that sooner or later, I'm going to have my own company. It wasn't something that, it was like, oh, maybe. No, it was, this is what's going to happen. It was a matter of when. And at the beginning, of course, I was an employee when I came to Dubai. And what triggered me moving and opening my own company was because I was working for a local company, a big contracting company. They opened an interior design department, and I was the head of the department at that time. This one, we were saying it was 2003. And we were doing amazing. But, sometimes a clash happened. So a clash happened between me and the managing director. So the managing director has some ego issues. He wanted to prove himself in front of the CEOs, in front of the company. And I couldn't, cope with this. I couldn't cope with the male ego, to be honest with you, because I was doing the work and I was not getting the, let's say, the
Recognition.
exactly. So I was not getting the recognition of my work. I was always asked to send emails privately, and then they used to take my ideas and put it there in public in front of the CEOs and stuff. So I felt it's like, I didn't like this process at all. It happened one time, then it happened a second time. I felt, no, I cannot. Recognition for me is everything. Recognition is better than money, is better than everything. Knowing that my salary was super high at that time, and it was like letting go the salary, it was like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna be able to make that much on my own. But it was, no. It was, I'm sacrificing my time with my kid. I had one child at that time, and I used to stay long hours and at the office, working till 10 p.m. sometimes, because we had so much work to complete. And then no recognition, I couldn't handle it. So I just left without having any other option. I stayed at home without work, maybe 4 or 5 months. During those 4 or 5 months, I applied to different jobs. I even got many offers. And it was like, before approving one of those big offers, I looked at myself and I asked myself, do you want to be an employee again? Do you want to start and put all your effort to start a business for someone else? At the end of the day, it will never be your business. So put all your effort and start your own business. Put all this energy and do it on your own. And this is how I took the decision. That's it.
And then Dipiugi happened.
Actually, 2003, Dipiugi's name was not there. 2003, it was K Interiors. It was K Kids. Why K Kids? I created this company. As I told you before, I always search for a niche, for something where...
Unusual.
Yes, for something where others are not doing, right? So I said to myself, I will always get projects. I can get project freelance, because I was getting so many projects as a freelance. But if I'm gonna open something, promote it, and work on it, let it be a niche. Let it be something different. So I opened an interior design studio for kids.
Wow.
For kids' bedrooms. We used to create our own kids' furniture. So it was a total concept where we do nurseries, kids' furniture, kids' bedrooms, play areas, all this kind of stuff. And the name was K Kids. So this is how it started in end of 2003. We're celebrating 20 years now, end of this year. And it was a success story. K Kids was a success story. Like when we started doing big project and stuff, I said, no, it's time to change the name. We cannot keep it K Kids as K Kids. So let's just turn K Kids into a full house, luxury, interior design studio, doing everything. And this is how Dipiugi started. And this was, I think, the beginning. The name changed in 2007. So yes, and since then it became Dipiugi.
And what does that name mean?
Okay, so the name will go back to K Kids. K Kids, K is for Kaya, my eldest. So it was K Kids. This is when I named K Kids, because I had Kaya. And then in 2007, when I wanted to establish Dipiugi, I thought, okay, let me keep K Kids and I will create a new company. I will call it a different name. So I was looking for a name. Since I have K Kids for Kaya, I wanted something for Gia. So I thought that I wanted something Italian, because I travel a lot to Italy. I buy furniture from there. I have many franchises with them. So I thought, okay, let's do something Italian. Dipiu is much more, and G is for Gia, so it's like much more of Gia. But but at the end of the day, I decided to let go the name of K-Kids and just stick to Dipiugi. And the funny thing in the story that today, Kaya is the one who's doing interior design, and Gia is going into a different route. Yeah. That's
Bless
cool.
them.
Thank you.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
So yeah, my eldest is Kaya. She's also an interior designer, and my second one, she's still in her last year. She's a senior now, and next year she'll be doing maybe business and marketing and this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And the third?
The third, my baby, he's the boy, Ray. He's still in 6th grade.
Bless them all.
Thank
Bless
you.
your family.
Thank you. Bless yours.
Thank you. Where do you get your inspiration from?
My inspo? Well, my inspo is everywhere. My inspo is in the fashion world. My inspo is a walk in nature. My inspo can be just dreaming. Sometimes I dream of my designs. I just daydream, or I actually dream while sleeping. I imagine a space. My inspo is the space itself, because when I see the space and I see the problems in a certain space, immediately I get inspired. Immediately the solutions start coming to my mind. And those solutions give me inspiration. And those solutions, give me ideas. And it becomes bigger and bigger in my head. And then it turns into something. So it's like the creativity and the process of creativity is too complex. It's not, like one thing you get inspired of. Of course, these days it's much easier to get inspired from social media, from other projects, from, we're so exposed to images, to videos, to so many things. We're so exposed. Before it wasn't like that. Before you had to work hard on your creativity, on your mind, to be able to become more creative, to be able to get the right ideas for the right space, for the right place. So now it's easier to get inspired, but still I like to have different approach on my project. I like to have, I don't like to copy, I don't like to follow, I don't like to, when a trend is so abused, I don't like to go into that trend. I prefer to stay different, even if I'm gonna lose certain clientele. But for me, to concentrate on being different, this is what matters. This is what really matters to me.
And it's a great approach and strategy. Either you compete on price or you compete on being unique, and you excel on being unique.
Yeah, this is how I see things. I like to be different, unique, and this comes again. If we're gonna go to my childhood, I think this goes back to there, because as a child, I remember my mother, when it's like the Eid or any festive thing, she used to make for us this costume and this uniforms that are totally different than everyone else. Like you will see me wearing a flower on Easter, or you will see me maybe wearing, I don't know, like a butterfly or something like this. So since that time, we were always, as kids, different. We used to look different when we go to these big events. So I got used to being different. When I went to college, even in college, I used to, express myself in my clothes and what I wear. So I was always different. Sometimes you will see colored hair in my head. You will see it matching with the color on my nails. And so many people, and especially men, they don't like this. They like women to be, even if she's young, she has to be classy. She has to wear simple stuff. Many men, they like simplicity. I wanted to express myself. I wanted to be different. So I used to get some critics, Obviously, when you're different, in a very conservative, let's say, environment, and in an environment where people like to look like each other to fit in. And suddenly you will see someone popping out of the crowd, you know, you will, it's disturbing for the normal people who like to be normal. So I got critics. For me, those critics never put me down. It was the opposite. You know, the more I used to get critics, I was like, means I'm so different. Let's push it more. Let's do some more, you know? So it was like, for me, a boost, instead of being like, oh no, what everyone's gonna say. I never had this. For me, I was rebel on everything that comes to that saying, what they will say, what people are going to say. For me, that was like a big no. I don't care what others will say. As long as I believe I'm doing something right, as long as it's bringing joy to my life, as long as I'm not hurting anyone.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then, yeah, I'm gonna just be different.
Wow, you have you have really inspired me to ask you
Yeah.
to inspire us by probably giving us some quotes on inspiration.
I'm gonna start with the first one that I really love, and I shared it before with you, which is ask and you shall be answered. Knock and the door will open. So this helped me so much during my career, my business life. You know, it always gave me the courage to knock on the right door, to knock on the door and to ask if I want something. I will go knock on the door. I say, please, I want this. Can you help me? So I was never shy to ask, you know, to reach where I want. So this, I think, is one of the best quotes that can help anyone because it gives you courage.
True.
This is one. Second, like walls not letting us reach or achieve where we want. So when we meditate, when we pray, when we, let's say, concentrate on that with full faith, we receive answers. Things open. We are connected. I believe that we are souls very connected. And I'm a very spiritual person and I feel I'm so connected. I had so many dreams all over my life that guided me to a certain path or a different path. So I really believe in that.
Wow.
And I'm going to give you the last one.
Please do.
Because that one is the best. It doesn't matter who is your enemy as long as God is your ally. This gave me so much power in life that you cannot imagine how much. Of course, my life, when you're in business, when you're in a field full of competition, full of money, full of so many things, you will face problem. You will face, it's not a happy life all the time. There's so many challenges. But what's good in this, that I faced all those challenges with this sentence, because I was always trying to keep God as my ally. And by keeping God as my ally, what does it mean? It means to be good to others, to help others, to be good to myself, to be a child of God, to be a good person. And by being a good person, my conscience is so clear to a point that whatever happens, I don't believe that, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this? I never had this. Because for me, any bad incident, anything that can happen, it's for my best. I just need to find out how it is for my best. Because I know that God is my ally. I know that He will help me. I know I'm powerful. And then I reach. And for, let's say now, 23 years I'm in Dubai. God was always my ally. Thank God.
True belief, true belief.
Yeah.
And speaking of Dubai,
Yes.
you've been here 23 years now. How do you think that affected your journey?
I think Dubai helped me so much. Dubai made me. I'll be very honest about that, because I came here a young woman, a young talent, true, but the door opened for me. I knocked on that door and that door opened. I knocked on VIPs and they opened the door for a new talent. But VIPs in Dubai, they believe in talent. There is this mentality in Dubai to believe in new talent, to give opportunities to people who are really talented, who can give you as a client maybe much, much better in terms of design, attention to details, service, everything much better than big companies or than big names. So I was giving so many opportunities. I was giving so many huge projects, mansions, villas by VIPs. Why? Because they have this mentality here. They believe in new talents. And then they see your work, they see you are talented, they see how much you can give to this project, and then you got your chance. So this is amazing. This, you don't find it in many countries all over the world. That's why here it's the land of opportunities, because they have this mentality as people, as everyone here believes in this. There is this positive vibes, and this vibe is here because the leaders have this vibe. So if the leaders doesn't have this vibe, the people will not have it. But when you have leaders with this positive vibes, with this projection for future, with goals, they are your role model. You want to learn from them. They inspire you, and then you grow. So everyone's growing here.
That's true. It's a very empowering culture from the top.
Yes.
From the top, and you can see it around us. And we are very, very grateful for being here in this fertile environment for growth.
Yes, I am. I am blessed and grateful for coming to Dubai and for basing my career here in Dubai.
Great. Another success story, another Dubai success story.
Yes.
Music to my ears. And speaking of music, I'm going to come to the point where we ask you about your favorites, which is your 8 favorite things. But we're going to start with your favorite dish.
My favorite dish? I think lasagna. I love lasagna, but my mom's lasagna. Okay? Not any lasagna.
Do we hear an invitation here?
Yes, sure, of course. You have to taste it.
Would love to. It would be an honor. And speaking of music, what's your favorite music genre, let's say?
No, I'm gonna, because I love music in general. I don't have like a specific genre that I like, because I like music a lot.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you about one specific song that I love.
Please do.
Is La Passione. It's my favorite.
And staying in the art field, what about your favorite interior designer or architect?
For me, Zaha Hadid. I'm always inspired by Zaha Hadid. Her journey, her designs, her being a rebel in terms of design and everything. I think she's my number one favorite. Yeah.
Who's your favorite painter?
Painter. To be honest with you, I don't have a favorite painter. Weird. I don't. Because for me, I have favorite paintings.
Okay.
And those favorite paintings are in my house. Because it's so personal, you know. When something is really personal, it becomes your favorite, because this is art. When you see a painting, you see yourself in it.
You identify with it.
Exactly. So when this art is created according to what's inside of you, to your inner thoughts, to your inner beliefs, to so many things, then it will become your favorite for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is The Alchemist. Not because it's very deep or something like that, no, but because The Alchemist is the book that made me love reading and that made me love books. So that's why I consider it my favorite. Yeah.
What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, my pet, Tigger. He's a cat, a male cat.
Nice,
So,
a cat lady.
so yeah, I love his presence and I love his energy. And I never used to love pets before. So
Okay.
also he was the one who he made me love cats. And he made me love pets because he came to our house. He used to knock every night on my window with his little hand to open for him. And I never opened. And he was like me, very persistent. Every single night I was working and he used to come and knock and knock and knock until we adopted him.
Another
So-
success story, right?
Yeah,
We
Tigger is a
even-
success story.
We learn from cats.
Yes, exactly.
And I have 2 cats. I'm a cat dad, and they
Yeah?
have educated me well.
They do. They actually do.
They do. Who is your role model?
My role model. I don't have a role model. My role model is me in the future. This is my role model. I learn from Sawsan, from the past, and I always seek my higher self. And I believe that my role model is there. I can see it, I can visualize it, and I wish one day I can become that person.
That's an outstanding answer.
Thank
Very,
you.
very motivating and inspirational for everyone, I hope.
Yeah.
Now we come to our last question.
Tell me.
What is your favorite city?
My favorite city. It's a very tricky question. My favorite city is here, is Dubai. Believe it or not, this is my favorite city because this is the city of dreams. This is where I achieved all my dreams. And this is where I'm going to achieve more. And it's a city that is open to the world. And this is what we really need. This is what we need, to be open to the word, not to be closed, you know. So that's why I believe that this city is one of the most amazing cities, because this city proved to the world what is success and what is achievement and what is putting goals and reaching the goals. So the city by itself, it's an inspirational success story. That's why it's my favorite city.
And that's very understandable. Actions speak louder than words.
True.
And that is the truth.
Yes.
Sawsan, I cannot thank you enough for being with us here, for supporting the Inners podcast and the Inners community. Thank you very much for your inspiring thoughts and words.
Thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed it.
Likewise, looking forward to having you in the future for more.
Yes, for sure.
Looking forward.
So many
Thanks.
topics to tackle still.
It's endless. And that's why, hopefully, more than one more session.
Hope so.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sawsan.
Thanks.
Pleasure. Hello, Inners community. Hope you enjoyed this session. We'd like to know your comments and thoughts. Most importantly, please do share the episodes and the micro content. The purpose of this podcast is to exchange experiences and share knowledge and raise awareness. So be part of the change. Create your waves. Let the ripple effect reach to everyone, where all of good action comes full circle. And please do remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you next session.